welcome everybody to Ignite Humanity Live. I hope you're feeling fantastic today because it's another day of igniting lives, igniting you, and igniting humanity with the wonderful things that we can do on the planet to share and inspire one another. And I'm so happy that you're here wherever you are in the world. Let me say hello, good morning, Kalimera, Guten Tag, Bonjour, wherever you are. May I send you some blessings and love because we are doing wonderful things to inspire you to ignite humanity. Today is Inspiration Day. It's a Wednesday, so we're talking about wonderful things to inspire you. Now, of course, my mom has been watching the show, and I want to say, hey, Mom. And she gave me some advice about, why don't you tell a little bit more about the initiative? Where did this inspiration come from? And so I thought I would share with you. Ignite Humanity is all about the desire to make a better place for each and every one of us. I'm so blessed to have 4 children, and I think about their future. What is the world going to look like years and decades from now? And I want my kids to have a beautiful, amazing life, just like I want yours and the generations to come. And so with that desire in mind, it's like, well, we need to do something. Each and every one of us needs to stand up and do something so that the world is a better place in the next decade and the next century and the many, many centuries to come. And it's time for all of us to do one thing, one little thing that creates this ripple effect in humanity, and we all have the power to do that. And this show is really about that, inspiring you no matter where you are in the world, no matter what you have or don't have, no matter how much inspiration or education or transformation you've been through. You can wake up, step up, and decide today you're going to do one little thing that helps you and helps somebody else. And that will help the next person and the next person and the next person. And the chain reaction will eventually grow a bigger consciousness for humanity and more people helping one another. And so that's really the precedent of the show, to share with you that you can do little things to help one another. And so one of the little things we can start out by doing is by donating a brick of hope. Yes, we are building schools through the Ignite Humanity Project, and each and every one of us can inspire that those buildings, those schools to come to life by donating just $1. $1 buys a brick inside the school. And so you could be inspirational and influential in supporting a school to come to life by donating just $1. Go to the link on the screen and be a part of what we are doing to ignite humanity by building schools in countries around the globe. And your $1 will make a difference, and we'd love to see it. If you donate $1, I will mention your name on the show tomorrow. All right, well, we're going to get right to it. No more chit chat. Let me introduce you to our first guest, who is going to be so inspirational. And as I said, the word today is inspirational, so you're going to hear it a lot. Who's been really inspirational to me, one of my amazing friends, clients, one of the authors in the Ignite series, just a super incredible human being, one of the people I reach out to. And I want to share and introduce you to her with something different. We're going to show you her fabulous, wonderful, amazing little video, a little bit about her. Take it away.
Joining us this morning to discuss this is Dr. Yasmine Saad, a licensed clinical psychologist and founder and CEO of Madison Park Psychological Services. Good morning, Dr. Saad. Thanks for joining us.
We turn to clinical psychologist Dr. Yasmine Saad.
Dr. Yasmine Saad with us this morning.
Dr. Yasmine Saad, author and licensed clinical psychologist.
Dr. Yasmine Saad, psychologist and author.
Dr. Yasmine Saad.
Dr. Yasmine Saad.
Dr. Yasmine Saad.
I use ancient Eastern wisdom to cure modern Western problems. I bring liberation out of limitation, and I bring harmony out of harm.
So Saad in Arabic means happiness, and Yasmine, comes from the jasmine flower. So I'm the flower that brings happiness. Now, it's ironic that in English, sad means sadness. So you can flip it both ways, yin and yang.
For me, it all starts with mindset. Your mindset is key. So if you see what's coming your way as a growth opportunity, rather than an obstacle or something to overcome, you already are. This is how what you think creates your reality, because you will accept in your reality what is in line with your thoughts.
Just about giving great voice to who you are in light of those around you and not in spite.
I will help you understand the why, the what, and the how of what's happening in your mind, in your heart, in your body, and in your life.
Welcome. Isn't that fantastic? Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Dr. Yasmine Saad.
Hi, JB. Thank you so much for having me.
We are super blessed to have you here. And I just love watching your video because it just is indicative of you, this calm, this beautiful, this serene, this very caring individual. And I just want to say it shows through in your videos. So thank you for being who you are. And we love having you here. So we'll dive right in. Dr. Yasmine, we are talking about igniting humanity, and it's a big conversation. It's a big topic. It's big words, ignite humanity. For a lot of people, that seems really massive. How can we bring it down right into the heart and into the mind and into the body of the everyday person? Big question.
That's a beautiful question. Well, I believe every single one of us is actually here to unite humanity. Most people think about it in big, big terms, but in reality, like what makes your heart beat is what you're here to do. It's your purpose, it's your mission. So, for example, for me, my heart beating is really understanding what's happening in the body, the mind, and helping people decode their thoughts and their emotions so that they don't get stuck in the negative and they can have a path forward. So now the question is, what is making your heart beat? And I'll ask that question to every single person. Some people is dancing. They just love to dance. And if dancing is what makes your heart beat, what does it say? It says that you are flowing, you're going with flexibility. It says that you have a passion for rhythm. Why not share that passion for rhythm and music and ignite people's life by sharing that with others? So we all have this, and you can tap very simply into it by looking at what you like, what you desire.
Yeah, it's a great comment. I like that you said that a lot of us get stuck. And so you have so many tools and techniques about decoding emotions. Can I just ask you a little bit about gridlock? Because some people get into gridlock. They're like, I can't help anyone else because I can't even help myself. Can you share a little bit about that feeling of gridlock that some people have?
Yes, so that's so good. The wisdom is in your thought. If you're thinking I cannot help anybody else because I cannot help myself, part of it is true. But what is the focus then? The focus then, well, it starts with you, that you don't have yet the foundation to attend to other. Ultimately, we should not, our mission should not be other. Our mission should be here with us. Our main responsibility, our main goal is us. If you can be happy, you just radiate light. And it just naturally happen when you meet a friend and they're doing great. And let's take when people are in love, they're in love, you meet them, they radiate and you feel better. They haven't said anything to you, they just feel good. So people who are in gridlock, it's a sign that your focus, your attention might not be where it should be in some way. And the key's in your thought. In just that particular thought, the guide is already there. It's telling you, okay, attend to you. Now the question is how to attend to you. What have you been doing? What do you need? What do you need to rebalance? And we can go more into detail, but those will be a little gist of your thought carry the wisdom within them.
Well, I always get excited and inspired when I talk to you because your whole idea about decoding thoughts and emotions is just so it's so simple. And you do it in such a really fantastic way. And folks, I'm going to walk you through some of the other ways that Dr. Yasmine helps us decode our thoughts and emotions because she does it so beautifully. But again, going back to igniting humanity, is there a feeling right now on the planet of a little bit of hopelessness or a little bit of fear? Is there some things that are happening just on a collective way or collective level that many of us are just feeling it, maybe even not our own, but it's just happening on a global scale?
Absolutely. I do think that there are actually two competing level of consciousness going on that you see. That there's a consciousness of divide, of difference, of power, of struggle, of the other side of it, empowerment. And there's the other level of consciousness, which is love, giving, igniting, that is directly a consequence or the yin and yang of the other level of consciousness. So depending what your mind tunes into, you might fall into the hopelessness of the division in the world, the hopelessness of the unfairness, the victimization, the bad things that are really happening. But you could also, some other people are using that as a trampoline to jumpstart their ignite moment, to jumpstart, because what's in them, it's more a connection to hope, to positivity, to empowerment, and they don't let those negative vibes, level of consciousness affect them.
I love that. Trampoline to hope. I'm going to keep that one.
Yes, ideally, you want to consider both, that it's a yin and yang, that unfortunately, one movement has to be there to ignite the other, and the other ignites also the other side. And eventually, there will be a coming together. But for now, it's like we all have to accept that bad exists for a purpose, for a reason, and it's up to us to qualify what would be that purpose, that reason. And you can make it a good purpose, a good reason if you want to.
I find it so inspiring when you speak about it, because a lot of us swing the pendulum really far one way, and they're like, I need to be perfect all the time. Like, I need to be happy every minute. Like, I'm not living a life of consciousness if I ever have bad thoughts. And what you always share is that there is this balance and there is this human dance that we do. And we don't have to swing the pendulum one way or the other and be something all the time, because that isn't really what makes us human. Can you share a little bit about that yin and yang idea that you're so well known for?
Absolutely. I think most of us characterize negative thoughts, negative emotion as bad. And therefore, we want to move away from them. We want to replace them with positive. But that's where the issue lies, is that those negative thoughts and negative emotion are actually here to rebalance you. Like, for example, if you're sad, it's because you're missing something more beautiful that you want to connect to. It's like a little guide. If you're frustrated, it's because your needs, your desire are not being met. So it's kind of calling your attention. It's kind of pulling at your sleeve. Hey, pay attention. This is not meeting your needs, not the direction to go. So if you listen, you end up seeing that all those negative thoughts and negative emotion are just somebody tapping your shoulder and saying, hey, listen to this. You're going in a route that might not be the best for you. And once you have a bit of a distance, you decode them, you're like, oh, of course. And then you can move forward. You're not stuck in the negative. You're not stuck in the negative of those emotions. They're just here as signal. They're simply signal, aiming to realign you, reset you, calling your attention. They're here to expand awareness. That's the only purpose, is expansion of awareness.
Yeah, you've really taught me that there is not bad emotions. There's nothing negative. It's just that it's actually a call. It's awakening. It's just a kind of a highlight. It's something for you to just focus your attention on. And when you do that, actually, you get so much information, so much lessons and wisdom from just taking that time to reflect. Let's talk about reflection a little bit, because all of what I love is this power behind storytelling and behind ignite moments, and that we can reflect on things that have happened to us in the past that allows us to gain wisdom going forward and possibly moving us and propelling us into our passion and our mission. So just asking a little bit, because I know our viewers are so interested, do you have an ignite moment? Do you have a story that you can share with us that will help pull some people forward?
Absolutely. So as you know, right now, there's still a war in Ukraine and a lot of people are suffering. And even if you don't have the war in Ukraine, everybody has adversity in their life. In their own way, everybody's battling adversity. So my story is, I was born in war-torn Lebanon. You know, I have experience of bombs falling, going under the table, remembering what it's like, the fear of dying. And from there, analyzing what's happening around me, feeling my mother's anxiety, feeling my own anxiety. And I always wonder, why did I have to go through this? And I'm sure that all our listeners right now are wondering, why are they going through what they're going through? We all go through things. And in that moment, we really don't understand, because it doesn't make sense. We have just to go through it and out of it. Eventually, at some point in people's life, it will start making sense. So my story is, I went from war-torn Lebanon to immigrating to Paris, France. And as an immigrant story, I was a bright student, so my parents put me in a great school. And I was a math major. And And as you can see, I'm a psychologist today. So where's the transition from math major that leads you to the best business school to psychologist? Well, that was my Ignite moment. I was sitting in a math exam and, set on a trajectory of financial stability, success, and one of the best schools. And I thought, this is going to be the death of me. I thought, if I go manage people's money or go into business, it's just the death of me. And I thought, well, what do I want to do? What do I like? And as you notice, I have a melodious voice. And so people at school were already coming to me for advice, for calmness. And I loved helping them and seeing how well they felt afterwards. That was so satisfying. The idea of helping was so satisfying. But I didn't do it to help other. I did it because I tuned into what I did best and what I liked in myself and tapped into that. And so I came home and I told my parents, that's it. I'm going to become a psychologist.
Wow. How did that go over?
That's right. So I had a mom who, thank Lord, believed that you have to do what you love and you are who you are. And she said, it's perfect for you. Now I had a father who was very protective. And, he immigrated, redid his life, redid everything. And so for him, it was like, have you lost your mind? You're going to let go of the fancy business school, financial security, successful path for psychology. And psychology in Paris is not reimbursed by health insurance. It's very hard to be successful. You really cannot make money. And for him, it was like, you're going to take care of mentally ill people. Like you will get sick yourself. So it made no sense to him. Like his idea of wanting financial stability for his daughter, success, happiness, he thought it was not good. But my father was all about, you have to let her do what she wants. So he told me he thinks it was insane. He thought maybe I should be a pharmacist because at least I can have my own pharmacy business that works. And I was like, does he not understand me? Pharmacy still technically, that's the death of me again. But I didn't understand him at the time, that he wanted safety and stability. Now I can see it. It makes a lot of sense. But he told me, do what you want. And so I went and did what I want. And I did use something that he taught me, actually, which is be the best at what you do. And I remember in that time when he told me, how are you going to provide for yourself, both emotionally, financially, and for your future? And it just came out of me. I said, I'm going to be the best at it. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know. But that was the purpose. And then from there, I came to the US. I redid my PhD here. Now I'm a top-rated, award-winning New York City psychologist. So I did do what I told him, which was not really the intention, but I had his voice in the background. So what I want to tell people is, if you're struggling right now with adversity, it might not make sense to you, and let it not make sense to you. Because if we go back to my path in Lebanon, you can see that if as a child you go through the tremendous angst of death, you can sit with anybody's anxiety, because any other anxiety is so mild in comparison. So talk about a training, life training you for your purpose. At some point it came on me when 9/11 happened, because I was so cool and collected. And I thought maybe there's something wrong with me. And then I realized, no, when you go through something at a young age, when you go through something at a later age where you're more equipped, it's piece of cake and you can help support others. What best training can that be? So can you have faith and trust? Because for me, it's very easy to connect the dot backwards now. And each time I go through something, I know it's my preparation for the future. My daughter knows that too somehow. Like, it's part of our DNA at this point. But most people don't know that. Most people are like, why me? Why now? Why am I losing things? Why am I going through this? And they don't understand. And in that moment, you're not made to understand. You're just made to go through and trust that something will serve you in that experience. And that's what I love about your Ignite stories, your Ignite moment, because in sharing the story, in sharing the journey, you share the adversity, but you share the gifts, and you help people connect to the gifts in the adversity. So somehow you and I are a little bit in the same mission of showing people how within adversity there's so much gift and so much growth. And by people connecting to their story, they connect to their gift, their purpose, their life, and help others in that same way.
So beautiful. Isn't she inspiring? I love it. And great story. And thank you for sharing that, because you really helped connect the dots. You really help people see that adversity actually is, the foundation of you finding your way to what it is most important to you. And I love that you shared about stories. Can we just talk about that also, the power of storytelling? What happens inside the heart, in the mind? What's going on physiologically in the body that allows people to feel so connected when they share a story? Because that is really my vision of how we're going to ignite humanity, is through our authentic storytelling. But from a psychologist perspective, that there's something even more going on when we share stories.
Absolutely. When you share story, you share time. Time is emotion. What sets time, like if I ask you what happened last week, you'll only remember things that were emotionally driven. So when you share story, you share emotion, and we all connect through emotional connection. And through feeling, you take people in a place within them, in a deep, deep place within, and you help them connect, because we fundamentally all have the 5 major emotions: sadness, anger, you name them, all the emotions. And we connect to each other through those emotional pathways. Like if I just tell you something an intellectual, like something very rational, intellectual, you're not going to really connect to me. But if I make your heart beat, you're going to feel like, oh my God, she feels like me. She is me. She went through me. Maybe I can learn from her. Maybe she could be my friend. So what happens is there's this communication of emotion that happens when you share your stories, and people feel their heart beating. And when their heart is beating, they get aligned. The key to finding inner peace is having your heartbeat. Like think about if you're eating food, and like, for example, you're craving pizza, and you let yourself eat the pizza, and then it feels so good. Everything realigns. Your emotion, your thought, everything is positive if you let yourself happen. If you don't, you're like, oh, it's bad for me, no, then you don't let that experience. But if you let that happen, you're aligned at that moment. You're alive, you're full of life, you're full of emotion. So when people share their stories, they share the depth of their emotion, and that helps other people connect to the depth of themselves, within themselves, if they let themselves feel. So letting oneself feel is very important.
I love what you say, because when we share our stories, we are really connecting with the heart of ourselves. And you're right, we're bringing people into our emotional capacity, and people want to feel something. They want to feel connected. And so, folks, if you're at home and you've got a unique story, of course, please share it. Share it with somebody you care about. Share it with somebody you know can be receptive and listen and be a good listener, and somebody that will learn from your story. Yasmine, let's just talk about, don't share your story in a way that's just commiserating and sort of perpetuating the drama of the story. Really focusing on the lessons and the gifts from the story is what is going to pull you forward. Do you agree?
Absolutely. I'll go a little bit step further, that your story shows where you are in life, and your own narrative and your own lens. So it shows both the imbalance of your life and the potential future. So I would advise people to just write their story just the way they would want it initially, and then reflect on that story. How am I presenting myself in the story? Where am I in the story? And if yourself going to tuning to so much negative, to tuning to so much pain, to tuning to so much victimization, then there is a path that needs to happen a little bit for you to share the story, so that it be therapeutic for you, but therapeutic for others. That you want to rebalance yourself and see, what was the gift? What did I learn? What was good for me? How did I grow from this experience? So that you can connect to the other side. because sharing stories of misery, people will connect, but then you are just connecting to a consciousness of struggle, and it might not be in best interest for you or anybody else.
So well said. So well said. You know that we could talk forever and go on and on and on about this topic. Tell people where they can find you. We'll put it up on the screen. If you want to connect with Dr. Yasmine, there's a wonderful website you can go to. She's doing amazing things. Publishing her solo book is coming out. Tell us, people, the name of your new solo book coming out.
Oh, I'm so excited. Decode Your Thoughts and Emotion, a practical guide to the power within.
If you want to find out more about the ways to decode your thoughts and emotions, check out what Dr. Yasmine Saad is up to, and stay tuned for all the fun things that she's doing on her journey to igniting humanity. Thank you, my darling. Have a beautiful day. I love listening to her because there's so many fantastic suggestions that she makes about ways that you can work within yourself, that you can do the little fine tuning, the little tune up that you need to ignite your life in a way that you see things differently. You see things more optimistically, and you love the yin and yang of your emotions. And I think that's so powerful because it's not always perfect, but it's not always awful. And it's not everything is exactly the way you want it, because when things aren't the way you want it, you learn, you grow, you expand, and amazing things unfold for you. Well, we want you to be a part of what we're doing in Igniting Humanity. So if you've got a story to share, please let us know, because we would love to have you on the show. It's so important that we hear voices and stories and wisdom from all over the globe. So no matter where you are and what you're doing, please reach out to us. Fill out our form at ignitehumanity.life/share. Tell us a little bit about you, and then we could have you on the show. If you want to know more about what we're up to, please go to our website, because at Ignite, we are doing incredible things, and Igniting Humanity is our mission. We have information about our books, our movies, our projects, and all the things we're up to, and of course, the schools that we're building. If you want to know more about how to donate or find out about our Schools of Hope, you can always check out our website and happily donate at ignitehumanity.life/donate. And every single dollar that you contribute goes towards building one of the schools. By every dollar buys a brick. And our bricks fabulously are made from plastic that has been pulled out of the landfills in the communities and turned into earthquake-proof blocks. And it's a wonderful story on how we are not only helping the children, but we are helping the environment by using blocks from recycled plastic. So if you'd like to be a part of that initiative, we would love to have you join us. And just in closing, I would love to share one of the Ignite Humanity principles. Of course, today is all about inspiration, but one of the ways you can raise consciousness and inspire possibilities is how we will ignite humanity inside of you and your message and your mission, to raise your awareness, to understand, to watch programs like this, to read books like Dr. Yasmine's, to be a part of a community like Ignite, helps raise the consciousness of what is possible. And when you live in the center of what's possible for you, as Dr. Yasmine said, we all need to take care of ourselves first. Your possibilities inspire others to create what's possible for them. All right. Well, just remember that when you ignite you ignite others. And when you ignite others, that's going to ignite humanity. I'm your host, JB Owen. Such a pleasure to be here. We'll see you tomorrow at Ignite Humanity Live.
Now, more than ever, we need to come together to connect with one another. We need to feel the truth in who we are and let go of everything that's happened in the past. We need to empower every person on the planet and awaken hearts, enliven souls, come together, laugh, play, rejoice, connect, create, and love. It's time to ignite humanity. We want you to be a part of something that will impact the future for everyone. We want you to tell your story, share your Ignite moment, show people who you truly are. Be a part of igniting humanity and making a difference in the world and all of our futures.